Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he hit me. James is on vacation. Jay Schuman's on vacation. I got you. All right. Drop that beat. Welcome to the WOY channel. I'm one half of the team SHAQ, and we are WOY channel. Got a special guest in the audience today. Special guest in the building today, my man Clay, Fat Vegan Hodges. You was actually on the episode before, but because the producers like you so much, asked that you come out. How you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm doing spectacular. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay. Good to have you, man. So you know, stranger from WOY. You know how our process works. So we started off with an acronym of the day.
Right.
So the acronym of the day is TRS. It's that simple.
TRS?
TRS. And that's
okay, TRS.
And that stands for T stands for reach others. The R stands for reach their goals, and the S stands for seek success. What you think about that?
Hold on, you said the T stand for what?
Teach others.
Oh, teach others. Okay, yeah. I thought you said reach others at first.
No.
I got you. No, that's beautiful though, bro.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Okay, you like that, right?
I do, man.
Okay.
So like, I'm a fan of the show, as y'all are too, and I be watching. You always coming through with the acronyms, man.
Hey, man, the acronyms outline what the topic is.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So acronyms demonstrates words, right?
Right.
So when we talk about words, the title for the day that the producers want to talk about is words versus actions.
Okay.
Words versus actions. A lot of times we hear the expression, talking is cheap, right? Don't just talk about it, but be about it.
Right.
Right? And I can arguably say talking is cheap. And I think the reason why more people can't put actions behind talking when you're talking about talking is cheap is because actions is expensive.
Yeah.
Let me resonate that for a minute. See, actions speak louder than words. But a lot of times we have to practice what we preach.
Facts.
Rather than practicing what we are saying. So I feel like people in 2022 they're more highly concerned in what you can do for them, more so of what are you saying.
Right.
So do you feel like more people are just talking versus walking?
Man, first before I answer that, I want to get a point. I feel like a lot of people don't do because they're afraid. Fear, I feel like, is a big thing because it's easy to talk about something. It's easy to say you want to do this and say you want to do that, but to actually do that, it takes a lot of courage, bro. And to answer your question, I do feel like a lot of people are talking because this world breeds fear. You know, it's just think about the way the whole system is set up in a way, bro. It's almost made so people don't do what it is that they love or what they're passionate about. A lot of times people don't feel like they have time or the money or the resources to do the things that God put in their heart to do. You feel me?
So what system are you talking about?
In which we live, bro, like the financial system, like how we both got to work day jobs. We would much rather be doing this for a living, right? And we're doing it because you would do it, right? This was a thought. This was an idea. This was a conversation at some point. Okay. But you did it because you aren't afraid. You don't make excuses for yourself, right? But it's a lot of people, they don't think the way we think. Some people are comfortable. They're so afraid that they use excuses as comfort so they don't have to be accountable for the things they know they should be doing.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent. But
how could you disagree?
Because, I agree because I'm the type of person where you got to show me versus, versus telling me what you said. Don't tell me you're going to do something and don't do it, right? Live up to what you're saying.
Right.
But the fact that, but let me just ask you a question before I get to that.
All right.
You don't think a lot of times people just broadcasting things?
Yeah,
versus podcasting the things. They broadcasting instead of podcasting it. Because when you podcast it, you require action. But when you broadcast it, you ain't doing that but just talking.
Right. So of course people do a lot of social media. It's a highlight reel, right? We're broadcasting a highlight reel. Okay. But this is why. And I want to talk about why. Why do people do that? Why do people broadcast and not put forth so many the actions behind it, bro? And you ask me which one I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people do broadcasting. And my reason why I think people do that is because of fear, bro. Fear paralyzes a lot of people, bro. And I want to get your idea. Why you think people like that and what you see? How you look at that?
I don't think it's fear. And I'll tell you why I think. I think that's a good analogy. Thank you for coming on the show and challenging me on that. But I don't think. I think it depends on, I think your actions is what people are always going to remember you by. Whether if it's, I don't think it's just fear. I think it's whether you using words, whether you using quotes, whether you use pictures, whether you use good text message, whatever your words is, your actions is always what you're going to be remembered by.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with fear.
So in that context, in the context I'm speaking on is if a person has something they want to do, like you want to do this podcast, but you don't do it, fear. What you speaking on, like it's the saying, your actions define the real you, right? You speaking on it from that perspective. And that perspective, fear ain't got nothing to do with it. That's on you.
Right.
You feel me? That's about your character. So I feel you on that.
Well, what about those people that, okay, let me use an example. What about those people that, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm about to start working. But every time you see them, they're procrastinating, they relaxing, they hanging out all the time, they posting up pictures.
Right.
And so what that tells me is that they have the words, but they don't have the application to apply their actions.
Right.
So.
But why?
Yeah,
why? Why you think that people do that?
I think it's social media, what you brought out. I think it's social media. I think social media, people that has the platform that's behind these microphones encouraging them. I think it's what they read, what they see. A lot of times it's their background, but I don't just think it's fear.
So from the perspective in what you're saying, I agree with that aspect, right? Because there is an aspect of you seeing something and that being the norm or the standard. So you feeling like you have to do that too. Or you have to be that too. So you will proclaim things that sound good, but is that really what you want?
Okay.
You feel me? I could say like, man, I have fat vegan. You know about fat vegan. We know about fat vegan.
Right.
But I love the aspect of the show. I'm not really a chef. But I could come out and say, I'm going to be the biggest chef in the whole wide world, But I don't really believe that. I'm just saying that because people might see that as something, an avenue for me, or that might be an avenue that's acceptable. But is that really what I want?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people don't know what they want for real too, bro. So it's like they gonna say this, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be a millionaire because that sounds good. Millionaire, that's the standard of freedom. That's the standard in which that people, the goal, the general goal, money, financial freedom. But is that really what you want?
So thank you for bringing that out, brother. So what actions and what application people, what do you think are some actions that people can take to just get away from the level of fearness and just making it totally 100% about actions and applying it?
Right. So I think first of all, people got to find something they love. Right? That's the first thing. You got to really figure out what it is you want to do for real. Because we could say we want to do this and do that and you don't do it because you ain't passionate about that. You don't want that for real. Right? You got to figure out what you want to do first and foremost. Then on top of that, you have to have the courage to actually do it. And that causes for you to put your nose to the ground and do it. And don't feel like you got to have everything figured out right then and there. Learn as you go. You're going to learn more from doing anyway. I went to school. I got a whole degree in entertainment business, bro. And I learned more from actually filming Fat Vegan and doing what I do for myself than I learned in the classroom, bro. So you're not going to always have it together. So first figure out what you want to do and just do it. Don't think about it. Essentially, because we overthink. A lot of times people overthink, bro. We overthink ourselves out of $1 million idea.
Do you think they need to, along with what you're saying, do you think that they need to remove social media away from their life as a distraction?
I feel like it's a balance, bro. Because if we keep it above, everything a distraction, bro. Everything can be a distraction. It just depends on what you choose to distract you and how you use it, bro. That's how I feel about it. How you look at that, bro?
I look at it, I agree. I agree 100% what you're saying. I think that, words don't do much. Words don't do much at all, but your actions do a lot of things.
Right.
And I think what you just gave them an outline and some of the tools and way in which they can apply to make the necessary changes to those ones who, trying to get away from the word side and lean toward more so to the action side. So I agree with what you're saying. I think that they got to get off the couch. They got to get off social media. You got to apply what you are worth and make application about it. How do you become worth something by doing what you say you're going to do? So
right.
You have to make it. I can arguably say this. Words are the talk, but actions are the walk.
Right.
So how many people are going to walk the talk?
Yeah.
How many people are going to walk the talk today?
Yeah.
And that's really why I enjoy doing this episode, because we got to work while we are talking. We got to work while we are sleeping. We got to work while others are playing. We got to work while others are wishing. And we got to work while others are spending.
Facts, bro.
What you think about that, bro?
Bro, I'm 29 years old right now. I spent my whole 20s working towards what I'm building, bro. I sacrificed so much. Sometimes I look back and be like, dang, I wish I'd have had more time to do this or more time to do that. But when I look at my peers and I look at the elders in the grand scheme of things, I'm ahead of the curve and I'm thankful for that, bro. So it take a lot of sacrifice, which I get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sacrifice and you got to have that balance. One thing I wish that I had back then is that balance, that work-play balance, because you'll burn yourself out, just work all the time, not getting rest, not taking care of yourself, But I definitely feel like you need a balance. What about you? How you look at that, bro?
I agree. I think they need a balance. I think that they need people like me and you.
Right.
That have the voice to encourage them and being a light. Now, we're not trying to babysit them, but we can use our actions to make them apply and to make them imitate us so that they can get away from the word side and lean toward more of the action side. If you want to become successful, just do it. If you want to be famous, just do it, right? I always tell myself, right? You got to move in silence. Sometimes silence is golden.
Yeah, I was just about to thinking that too.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to move in. You got to move in silence.
You don't got to talk about it. You just got to do it.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So.
Oh, and it's one thing I want to say too, bro.
Go ahead.
Failure. It's normal. You gonna fail. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You're gonna fail.
Right.
But the important thing is, instead of you looking at failure as rejection, look at it as an opportunity for a lesson. Look at it as your protection. Sometimes no protects you, bro. It protects you from things that you can't see, and then every time you get told no, you get to see what you can do different the next time. So I just want to put that out there too for the people out there who's taking that step from talking to walking, is that you're going to fall. You're going to fall right on your face. It's going to hurt sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be in really bad, uncomfortable situations on the pursuit of your dreams, your goals, or a better life, whatever it is that you're pursuing.
Okay.
You're going to fail.
Okay.
So let's normalize failing. You know what I'm saying? And let's turn the way we conceptualize failing, because a lot of people don't do stuff because they are afraid to fail. But you're afraid of something that's going to happen and something that's going to make you better.
So we wrapping up for time. So if you can look in the camera and you can give that one person out there a word of encouragement, and if we're in terms of don't being afraid, keeping the words, don't be afraid to fail in mind, and you could just give them one word. Now, we talked about failure. We talked about fear. We talked about how to transfer from the word side to the action side. But if you could look in the camera and give them one word of an encouragement, what would it be?
Consistency. The one word I say is consistency, because regardless what it is that you're doing, you got to stay at it. And you got to remember your why. Since we are why, you got to remember your why. Why are you doing it? Because that's going to be the thing that helps you keep going. If your why is genuine and it comes from deep within your heart, it could be used as fuel to prepare you for the times when you want to quit and give up. Because it's like that when you're on this journey. So consistency, perseverance, and just do it. We're going to learn as we go. We're going to figure it out, and it's going to happen. Just know that.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show real quick. What's next for Fat Vegan as we wrap it up, man? Thank you for coming on the show. What's next?
What's next for Fat?
What you got going on, man?
We want to get it picked up by either network streaming service. I'm also open to just doing it myself and just, continue exploring the country, doing it myself. But primarily, bro, we in the process of pitching it right now. We got a couple interesting parties parties that are interested. And we just seeing what make the most sense right now, bro. Okay. Just seeing what make the most sense.
Okay, well, me, Jay Schumann, on behalf of WeOY Entertainment and Production, man, we really appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me.
This is it. So he came on the show. We talked about how we can transfer ways and just not just talking about it, but being about it. Being about it. So we thank you for coming on the show. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I am SHAQ. We are why, because we are why not. Drop that outro. We out.